always dreamed of living in a quaint old house. When she inherited her late aunt's Victorian home in the secluded town of Black Hollow, she thought her dreams had finally come true. The house was a sprawling, Gothic structure with ivy crawling up its stone walls, towering windows, and a grand oak door that creaked ominously when she first pushed it open. The townsfolk were peculiar, their eyes darting away whenever she tried to make conversation. They muttered warnings about the house, calling it the Whispering Manor, but Emma dismissed their superstitions. She was a rational woman, a writer who thrived on solitude. This house, with its eerie charm, was perfect for her. The first night was uneventful. Emma unpacked her belongings, lit a fire in the hearth, and settled into the master bedroom. But as she drifted off to sleep, she heard it. A faint, almost imperceptible whisper. It seemed to come from the walls themselves, a soft murmur that sent a shiver down her spine. She stood up, her heart pounding. "Hello?" she called out, her voice trembling. The whispering stopped. Convinced it was her imagination, she lay back down, but sleep eluded her. Over the next few days, the whispers grew louder. They were indistinct, like distant voices speaking in a language she couldn't understand. Emma began to feel as though she was being watched. Shadows moved in the corners of her vision, and the air grew colder, even in the warmth of the day. One evening, as she sat at her desk writing, she heard a clear voice say, "Leave." She spun around, but the room was empty. Her reflection in the mirror caught her eye, and for a moment it seemed to smile at her. A cruel, twisted smile that wasn't her own. Desperate for answers, Emma searched the house for clues about its history. In the attic, she found an old journal belonging to her aunt. The entries were frantic, filled with descriptions of the whispers and shadows. The final entry sent a chill through her. "They're here. They've always been here. The walls are alive, and they hunger. I can't escape. They won't let me." Emma's hands shook as she closed the journal. She realized her aunt hadn't died of natural causes. She had been driven mad by the house. That night, the whispers became deafening. Emma covered her ears, but the voices seeped into her mind, filling her with dread. She ran to the front door, but it wouldn't open. The windows were sealed shut. The house had trapped her. In a panic, she grabbed a crowbar and began tearing at the walls. As the plaster crumbled, she uncovered something horrifying. Human bones embedded in the structure. The house wasn't just haunted, it was built on the remains of its victims. The whispers turned to laughter, cruel and mocking. Emma realized the truth. The house was alive, a malevolent entity that fed on fear and despair. It had lured her here, just as it had lured her aunt and countless others before her. As Emma sank to her knees, defeated, the whisper stopped. The house fell silent. She looked up and saw her reflection in the mirror again. This time it spoke. "You're one of us now," it said, its voice echoing with a chorus of others. Emma's reflection reached out, and she felt an icy grip on her soul. Her vision darkened, and when she awoke, she was no longer herself. She was part of the house, her essence trapped within its walls. She watched as a new family moved in, drawn by the house's charm. She tried to warn them, but all that came out were faint, unintelligible whispers. The house stood silent and still, its secrets hidden behind its beautiful facade. The townsfolk continued to avoid it, knowing its dark history. But there would always be someone, a dreamer, a seeker, a fool, who would be lured by its promise of a perfect home. And the whispers would begin again,